The day had broken on a clear, cold morning by the time he was done trying to sneakily bathe in the public bathroom. He had to admit San Myshuno had many more amenities scattered around the city than he had expected. It also had more people than he had expected. Shrugging off the coming embarrassment for being seen doing his errands, he headed to one of the main places for festivals. At least that's what the flyer he had found pronounced in glittering letters. He might have missed the actual festival, but the move day leftovers could still hold something of worth. Maybe the city workers would still be there, but the chance of finding something, anything, was worth it. Getting off the bus, the welcome view of not a city worker in sight and what looked like trash boxes carefully piled around the square gave him hope. Even if he found nothing else, he would be able to use the cardboard to dance on later and maybe get some tips. Considering he had found a leftover travel pass the week before, he could not ignore any opportunities left open to him. Box after box he looked through that morning. Nothing except cardboard greeted him. It was as he dug that he realized not everyone was finishing their food plates bought from the street vendors. Hoping one of the trash cans would be a prime location for just what he was looking for without having to pawn something for money, he decided to go for it. He tried to act casual as he wandered over in front of the performer, giving a quick glance at a pink-haired girl that had joined the group watching. He casually stepped behind them and began digging through the can. The selection was slim, very slim. He was still digging in the trash when he felt a tap on his shoulder. It was the pink-haired girl. "What you looking for?" she said cheerfully. He hesitated for a moment. The hunger beat him to it. "I'm looking for food," he said shortly. "What? No," she interjected, eyes big. Oh great, he thought, here comes the pity. "I didn't think these cans had much in the way of food. I only dig in them the day of the festival." She shrugged, as if she saw people digging in trash every day, before sticking out her hand. "My name is Liliana Trillium, and yes, apparently my parents hated my guts. I mean, who names their kid Liliana? Call me Lily." Shaking her hand in greeting, he let himself relax a little. "Hey, I'm 1Talusa." Glancing down at the trash now scattered at their feet, he said, "Sorry, I will get that up." "No point yet," she said, pointing into the trash can. The last styrofoam container he had moved had apparently held the other trash off of a burrito. His mouth watered just looking at it. Glancing over at Lily, he realized her eyes were locked onto it as well. "Hey, you helped. I was done looking. I would have completely missed it. Want to split it?" A big grin slid across her face as she said, "Definitely." Reaching into the can, he pulled it out as she exclaimed loudly, "Oh good, you found the keys!" Any attention they had begun to gather was gone just that quick. He began to chuckle at her street-savvy ways as he carefully picked off the area of the burrito that had been bitten. Rewrapping it, he ripped it in half just as carefully so that none would fall to the ground. He passed her half over to her, and she grinned, patting her belly. "Oh, it's so exciting!" A full stomach has only friends, he thought to himself, glancing over at Lily. He felt like he already knew her from somewhere, but who really knew? Life was long and so much had happened recently. After the statue moved on, they continued talking, standing in the same place. It wasn't until she waved at a street vendor that apparently knew her by name that he had the guts to ask, "Was I that obvious?" "What? No. It was slick the way you waited till they were looking at the statue to go for the food. That's why I even spoke to you. I cannot be talking to everyone who is hungry. I have the deep knowledge of the streets." He smiled. Half of what she said was meant as a joke. "Oh no," she said, pulling her face into a more serious expression. "I really do. Tell you what, I know daylight is too precious to waste to people like us. Meet back here tonight. I will show you what I mean." Puzzled, he watched her wander off, then smiled to himself. At least one new friend in the new city.